Emerging Field Group Monitoring Regulation of Efforts, we're establishing a novel research line related to how students of all ages monitor and regulate their effort during learning tasks. We know that many students struggle to put in and maintain effort during learning and therefore should receive support in how to manage their efforts to thrive in education. To achieve this, we're bringing together theory on cognitive load and self-regulated learning. And we're working in a network of 25 researchers from 12 different countries. As a first result, we've published a special issue in Educational Psychology Review, the December issue of 2020. In this special issue, we review and discuss relevant research and introduce our theoretical framework of effort monitoring and regulation. We've started pilot research also, and as an example, we're researching the issue of how to help students persist when learning is effortful and when learning gains are not immediate or obvious to the learner. In this first pilot study, students worked with two different learning strategies, a less effective one and a more effective one, and we examined their experiences of effort and learning to understand how we can help them persist when learning is effortful but effective.
As Anik mentioned, in our first study, we investigated how subjective learning experiences, mental effort, and perceived learning influence learner strategy choices. For this purpose, we created an experiment, where the participants learned the painting styles of different artists by using two learning strategies, block and interleave practice. In a sense, both strategies relate to how to order learning materials. For example, in block practice, we can create a study sequence where the paintings of the same artist follow one another. In contrast, in the interleave practice, we can switch between the painting styles of different artists. During the experiment, participants used both strategies multiple times, and after each strategy, they reported their subjective learning experiences. To promote more effective strategy use, we provided them the visual summaries of their subjective learning experiences. Here, they could inspect how their mental effort and perceived learning changed from the first trial to the last trial. The data analysis is still ongoing, yet our preliminary findings show that, for interleave practice, there was a significant decrease in the amount of mental effort experienced by students. As a result of that, more students started using effective learning strategy in interleave practice.
So in another study, we used the same research design to investigate an intervention that may promote students' willingness to rely on the more effective learning strategies, even when the learning itself is effortful. So what we did was, after students studied with both the interleaved and blocked study strategies, we provided them with a visual overview of their subjective learning experiences, such as perceived effort and perceived learning during studying with both strategies, as well as their actual learning results attained on a test. And we asked them to reflect on their personal results, to investigate how this affected their study decisions. We are still busy with the final analyses, but our first results seem to indicate that asking students to reflect on their subjective learning experiences, such as perceived effort in relation to their actual learning results, positively affected their willingness to rely on the more effortful yet more effective interleaved learning strategy.